Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I got a comment basically asking if I could do a full video on why Indonesia can be the underdogs. I got this comment from Aussie Geo Pratama 1353 and I immediately said yes I can. So here we are in this video. So as we know, Indonesia is going to be facing off in the fourth round of the 2026 AFC Asian Cup at World Cup qualifiers. They are in a group with Iraq and Saudi Arabia. It's no doubt that they are the underdogs in this situation because both Saudi Arabia and Iraq are more of the giants in Asian football. But considering what Indonesia has done to get to this point, it's very impressive. In the second round, they were in a group with the Philippines, Vietnam, and Iraq. Obviously that first place was going to go to Iraq because it was just that obvious. That second place spot, I knew it was going to be back and forth between Vietnam and Indonesia. Philippines, it wasn't really going to happen for them, but that second place spot was up for grabs between Vietnam and Indonesia. Personally, I would have been fine with either one, but the underdog in me was wanting Indonesia to get through. And I mean, considering what they did at the 2023 AFC Asian Cup, I mean, I was excited for them, and they ended up getting that second place spot over Vietnam. And in the Group C of the third round, they got there. They were unfortunately in a group with Japan, Australia, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and China. Obviously, that first and second place was going to Japan and Australia. Like, that was obvious. But the great thing about Indonesia in this part of the round, like, they drew their first three matches. And I mean, that was insane. Like, they drew Saudi Arabia, Australia, and Bahrain. But given that Bahrain match, there was controversy in that. But then after that, they beat Saudi Arabia. Unfortunately, they weren't going to beat Japan, as you saw what happened with them. But in the end, like when in a match that was very crucial for it, they were facing off against, again, I believe against China. They needed a win in that, despite it looking a little rough in there. Indonesia was able to get that win and they were able to qualify. But I mean, China wasn't really going to anyway because their team is just not good. But in the end, Indonesia, they got the fourth place in the third round, which was really all they needed to get to the third round because they weren't going to qualify automatically to the World Cup given Australia and Japan's domination in this group. So now into the fourth round, as we know, Indonesia is off. They'll be facing off against Saudi Arabia in their first match of the third round. Now, as I know, as of now, like I watched a video over like a predictions video from Michael Talks Football, I believe. I think I butchered it, his YouTube channel, but I'll put it in here. So he did a predictions video on the AFC fourth round, and I gotta say it was a really nice video. He's very knowledgeable. But Indonesia in this group, despite it looking tough, I do believe that they can beat Saudi Arabia in this match. So as we know, like they're facing off against Saudi Arabia first. In the two matches that they faced off in the third round, they drew one match and then they beat Saudi Arabia. Like that's all we need right now to believe that Indonesia can and will beat Saudi Arabia. The only thing that is a little upsetting right now is that Marcelino, he's not in the squad. He's only 21 and it's very it's worrisome because I mean like he's a young player, like you need all you can. Like I mean literally like young players, like he's been doing so well in the World Cup qualifiers in my opinion. And I mean it showed in that Saudi Arabian win match. But I mean even if he's not there, this Indonesian team, I believe a miracle can come. Saudi Arabia, like I mean, they did not really look too well in the World Cup qualifiers anyway. It's just the only match that I'm worried about. It's obviously going to be Iraq. I believe Iraq's going to win that match, and it's going to be a big game. So I am hoping that Indonesia can get the win against Saudi Arabia. I believe they can, but it's just going to be a problem because I believe Iraq's just going to come at Indonesia and just blow them away. But if Indonesia can get a win against Saudi Arabia, that's going to help so much because then Saudi Arabia will have their last match against Iraq, and hopefully Iraq can either just draw, make a draw with them or a win, hopefully. But Indonesia, like again, they're the underdogs obviously in this group, but I know they have that mentality and the passion to make it and keep it staying in the World Cup qualifiers. But in the end, I believe Indonesia is definitely going to get that second place spot and they'll go to the intercontinental playoffs. It'll depend on who they'll face there, but this Indonesian team, like they have just been fighting tooth and nail, and I'm proud of them. Like from that Asian Cup tournament, they've been doing really well, and in the World Cup qualifiers, they've been exceeding expectations. But yeah, that's it for this video. Let me all know in the comments below what you believe in Indonesia, if you think they can make it to the World Cup or the Intercontinental Playoffs, or if they have that underdog mentality, and I'll see you all in the next video.